Hello, friends. So, Estelle, my roommate, Estelle, who you saw in the last video, has gotten me on vlogging for some reason. So here I am. I'm gonna cook, and I figured I as well try and make a video while doing it. I left the fridge open though, so I should go grab those potatoes. I have no idea if this is gonna work or not. The mic on my laptop, I assume, isn't very good. Who knows? Whatever. And the lighting is terrible in my kitchen, but hello, welcome to my kitchen, or as Halsey would say, welcome to my kitchen. It wouldn't be funny if you didn't see that vine, but you know. We have so many potatoes in our house right now because I made the mistake of going to Aldi's and buying like the dollar bag of like 50 potatoes and dragging it all the way home, only to find that there was already another bag of those large potatoes in our fridge. So that was fun. Anyway, I assume this was used to cut potatoes on right before, so I'm just going to use the same cutting board and knife because I'm disgusting. Anyway, so I want to talk. I actually had a point to this video. Kind of more about like taking care of yourself right now, especially because it's getting colder and there's less sun and like all of these different things that like I know for people with mental health issues such as bad anxiety and depression, it can get so much worse and so much more exasperated with all these different issues. And so I don't know, like, I mean, I'm in no position to like try and tell other people how to live their lives because as you can see, I am using a used cutting board and not washing my potato. Anyway, I'm not an adult. But at the same time, I mean, there are some things that I have found have made things easier, and whatever. And the first thing that I learned today, actually, is sometimes it helps just to like cuddle things around yourself. For me, anyway, like this morning, I was just feeling so anxious because like I hadn't been to work because I was out sick most of last week, so I hadn't been there since. I mean, I was there on Friday, but I didn't really do anything. So I hadn't been there in like 2 weeks, and there was just so much that I knew I needed to get done, and I just like hadn't seen my supervisor in like 3 weeks, and like there was just so much happening, and I just like felt super anxious on the bus ride over, and I didn't like, it was the first time I actually like felt that, and then like didn't outright dismiss the way that I was feeling because it was too much work to handle at that point, which is usually what happens. Is I feel anxious and then I'm like, I can't deal with this right now, and then I just don't deal with it. But that's really unhealthy and really bad for you. So I don't know. So what I did was basically, I went to work, and then I basically just asked myself, like, what do I feel like I need right now? And sometimes it was coffee, and sometimes it was water, and sometimes it was taking the blanket that I leave at work, and wrapping it all the way around my shoulders, and like putting my beanie on, because sometimes it just helps to be like bundled up and like feel snug and safe, and stuff like that. So like that was really nice to like actually be able to like feel like I got something out of that, you know. And then it like got so much worse because I got an assignment that I was not prepared for at all. Like, so basically, I work in a development and communications office, and I am not qualified to be in a development and communications office. Like, I literally have a lot of skills, okay? Like, I'm not trying to dismiss that I can do things, but the one skill I definitely don't have, is development or communications, and then someone decided to place me there, so, like, here I am. Anyway, so I had to create, like, a case for support for, like, the thing that I'm working on, and I just, like, it was terrible, basically. I, like, didn't get out until, like, 6:30, when normally I, like, leave by 5, 4:30, and it just, like, was the worst, pretty much, because I didn't know what I was doing, and my supervisor kept like kind of low-key treating me like an idiot because she was stressed, and was basically like standing right over me and being like, okay, now like take this text box and move it 2 centimeters south. I'm like, I can do that part. I can't do the writing part. Anyway, this is getting out of hand. But anyway, that is one thing. I've actually been exercising pretty regularly, and that's been helpful too. And like, and I'm sure everyone says this, but like keeping a routine has been so helpful. Like sometimes you feel like you want to take like a mental health day and like stay home from work, and like sometimes that is exactly what you need to do. And I'm not trying to dismiss that at all, because it is so helpful and so necessary sometimes. But sometimes that's not at all what you need, and you just feel like you need it. And like it would be like so much more helpful for you to have that stagnant routine and to like know exactly what you're going to be doing every day, and go to work and just go. But anyway, I'm the last person that should be giving that advice, since most of what I did last week was not go to work. But I was also like physically ill, so like whatever. And yeah, so that's been good. The other thing, like my mom and I were actually just talking about this, but it's essentially the idea that like you shouldn't, like the world's not going to stop turning because you did something wrong. And that's so hard to internalize in the moment. But it's something that like I've learned to need to like, I've like just needed to learn. And I feel like I'm finally getting there, because at this point I'm like more okay with a thing just getting done, even if my supervisor thinks I'm an idiot. Rather than like trying to like look good for her and then like not get anything done, you know? So like that's been really good. It hasn't been super successful all the time. Like I still need that external validation, but it's always just nice to remember sometimes that like, you know, the world is not going to stop turning because you made a typo, or because you don't know how to write a case of support for this bullshit thing, or because someone told that you did something wrong. And in the moment, it can feel like the world is going to stop turning. It can feel so terrible. But sometimes it's just like good to remind yourself that it's not going to, in a way that isn't dismissive to the way that your body feels, because that's what I think I've been doing for a really long time, and it hasn't been very healthy. Because sometimes it would just be like my body was like telling me something, and my mind was like, okay, but like you shouldn't be feeling this way, because like clearly the world's not going to stop turning, like blah blah blah, like, you know, you're fine, get over it, basically is what I would tell myself. And instead of doing that, to be like, okay, like this is not the end of the world, like this is fine, we're gonna do what we need to do in the next like 30 seconds to make you feel okay again. But it isn't the end of the world, and like that's fine. But if you need like that extra cup of coffee because you, I don't know, want that for comfort or whatever, or you don't need that extra cup of coffee because caffeine makes you really anxious, like I don't know. So I just feel like that's important too, and I feel like I'm rambling again because I don't know what I'm talking about, but like whatever. Yeah, that's about all I've got. It's just been a day. Oh, and to like be okay with like taking time for yourself. Like that is something that I am so bad at. But have slowly, I think, been getting better at. Is to like be okay taking like that hour, or whatever it is you need, to like play Pokemon, even when you have like emails to send or whatever. Sometimes that just like makes you more motivated. Oh, and another thing that's been helping is, so sometimes like before I would do this thing where I would like tell myself, like I would give myself a deadline. I'd be like, today is the day that you are doing this thing. Like whether it's finish an essay when I was in school, or send these emails, or like finish this application, or whatever it was, I'd be like, today is the day this is happening. And if it doesn't happen, you're a failure and you suck. And you're never going to amount to anything ever, basically, is what I would tell myself. Which is not productive at all. You can see the steam, I think, from my rice cooker, which is right here. Hopefully that's not affecting my laptop in an adverse way. But, yeah, so, like, I just feel like, where was I going with this? Oh, right. So that's what I would tell myself. But then, like, being okay, being kinder to yourself, and saying, it's okay if I don't get all 3,000 things done, if I get the most important thing done. So let's say you have an application due in like 2 weeks and you're freaking out about it, and you're like, I haven't done anything for this. Hypothetically, of course. But like the most pressing part of that is maybe like getting your references or like getting your letter of recommendations for it, because you have to like have it like email other people and make sure they say okay and things like that. So that's the most pressing thing. So maybe that's what you do today, and that's an accomplishment, and you have to like learn to own that. I have to learn to own it, basically. You as in general you, not you watching this video you. But yeah, like learning to own even the small accomplishments, because sometimes that is all you can manage, and that is fine, because that is something. And like the other day, when I was physically sick, I like still like dragged my ass out to a coffee shop because I was like, I need to get this shit done. And then I didn't. So like for the first half of it anyway, I didn't, and then I was like, and then I actually made that post on Tumblr that was like, I'm learning to be kinder to myself. And then as soon as I realized that it was okay if I didn't get everything I needed to get done, but it was then I could like actually like clear my mind enough to send the 3 emails I've been sitting on for 3 weeks. And like I'm not proud of that. Those were like really important emails I should have sent, but I didn't. So anyway, that's my spiel for today. Maybe I'm doing like an every third day vlog or something like that. I'm gonna post this unedited because I'm a rebel, punk ass rebel. Anyway, this is so long. Still was right. Just keep it under 15 minutes. Okay, it's 11. Bye. I'm gonna go cook this potato now.